Okay, thank you guys for joining me today for Thursday's team training. So, just to continue the conversation that we were just talking about, I feel like the biggest thing that continually just kind of comes back up is, how do I get sales? How do I attract people? Like, what should I be doing? And I think that that is the biggest things that I get asked the most. And honestly, it's the biggest things that I struggled with and had questions with, and why I, did different trainings and coachings and things like that, because I wanted to be able to like give people that clear cut path of like, okay, this is exactly what you do. And I can do that the best as possible, but I'm just going to be honest that sometimes what works for me might not work for the next person. So, it is a little bit of trial and error, and you always have to just continue to keep on trying. The thing that I would encourage you to not do is just to try for a week and then quit and be like, oh, it's not working. Nobody cares. Nobody's listening. Nobody's responding, because it does take time. The one thing that I will say to you guys is that we feel like a broken record over and over and over, right? Like, do you ever feel like when you hear me say the word consistency, you probably want to slap me because you're just like, here she freaking goes again about talking about consistency. But the thing is, you guys, is that we feel like the broken record, right? Because we are the ones that are constantly talking about Thrive. Like, Thrive is our world. Like, we have our promoter group, we have these team trainings, we have our experience calls, we have, messages coming in from Laval and emails and um our Facebooks, because we built this amazing community. Our Facebooks are now becoming full of all of our Thriver friends and maybe even our customers or our promoters or whatever. So we are 100% inundated of it. And so it feels like we're in this echo chamber of just like vomiting Thrive, right? But the thing is that you have to remember is that not everybody else is consuming what we consume every single day. So while we feel annoying and we feel like we're just this broken record over and over and over and over, not everybody else is seeing that. Not everybody is online every day. Not everybody even is online to scroll through their entire feed. So even if they do get online, like, how many times have you been on Facebook and all of a sudden you see this post, and it happens to me all the time. Like even it'll be like Kate, and I'll see like this awesome post from her, and then I realize, oh my gosh, that was 3 days ago. And so it's like, but that's happening to our customers and our promoters and, or I mean, not our customers and our promoters, excuse me, our people that are following us as well. Like, while we feel like we are just like constantly talking about this, everyone else is not seeing it. And sometimes it's taking them 2, 3 days to see it. So that's the other thing that I want to talk about today is like, make sure when we have an offer or a sale or like this promoter deal, or when you're talking about the opportunity, to continue to talk about it and be consistent, because once again, your customers need to see things consistently. And I would just ask you, how many times did you hear about Thrive from maybe even multiple different people, and then it was just that finally that one person that you came to for it? you know and Dan, your situation is a little bit different because of Faith. So Faith was probably the primary person that you were seeing taking it, but even for you, look at how long, I mean, you're dating her and you seen her thrive firsthand for like a whole year before you finally asked her the question. Now, the average person, it takes 12 touches, like 12. And now they're even saying that in like 2023, because like we are a bunch of squirrels. Like, our minds are just so busy. We have so much going on. Like, social media is so crazy these days that for some people it's taking as much as 25 touches, which means it's like 25 times that they have to see your message or read your status or even just scroll past it before it finally even just clicks, like, oh my gosh, like, wait, what is this stuff she's talking about? You guys, truly, people don't pay attention. It's us who we are 100% stuck in our own heads of thinking that we're being annoying, thinking we're posting too much. And so many people literally do not even see it. So, I just want to encourage you guys to continue to stay super consistent, not only just with posting, but if you have like a special or an offer, like right now we have the promoter appreciation. It's why I ended up going live right before I got on this video. And you guys, like, honestly, I thought it was the crappiest video. I just like couldn't get in my flow. And I hate it when I'm on live and I can see like 5, 6, 7 people are on and nobody says anything. Like nobody's saying anything. Nobody's giving me any hearts. Nobody is anything. And so then suddenly you get in your own head and you're like, oh my gosh, like they don't like what I'm saying. Do I sound stupid? Da, 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 da. And like I have all of these same thoughts. Like I like was totally in my head and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta hurry up and end this video because like I'm telling them to say if they're live and I'm telling them to throw me some love if you like this, and nobody's doing anything. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's like 6 people on and nobody's saying anything. And you guys, it's sometimes too because like people just don't know how to interact on live videos, or they're on there but they don't know that I can see them, and so they don't say anything or do anything because they're silently creeping. But I'm saying to you guys that after 7 years, I still get in my own head of like, oh my gosh, like they hate what I'm saying right now. But I got off of it and I was like, well, whatever, it is what it is. And you know what? If I don't put it out there that we have this opportunity, because here's the thing, you guys, when you're feeling like kind of stuck on what to post and what to say, this is the thing is that we have to take, I think we overcomplicate the system, right? So Tuesday, I went to work, and this is what I talked about in my live. So if you were on my live or you watched the replay, like, sorry to be a broken record. But so I don't get out of the house. I go to the Y, that's it. And then back and forth to the high school to drop off for practices in gymnastics. Like, that's my life. So it's pretty boring. I do not have that exciting of a life other than when I get to talk about Thrive. But I get out on Tuesdays, so I don't see a lot of people often anymore like I used to when I was in my salon every day. Well, Tuesday I went to work, you guys. We've been talking about these bonuses. We've been talking about Elite, like everything. Okay, but we've been talking about that for how long? And suddenly on Tuesday, almost every single client or even other people's clients that just know me or they've thrived with me in the past or whatever, almost every single person said to me, oh my gosh, Heather, like what is going on with your Thrive business? Your team is exploding. I didn't know all these people were thriving with you. I didn't know so-and-so was thriving with you. Oh my gosh, like what are you guys doing? So you guys, like people are noticing us, like, because they're telling me, they're like, you guys are getting all these new customers left and right. You're constantly shouting out your team. Like you guys are bringing all these promoters in. Like what is happening over there? And like bonuses, like, is that real money? Are you guys really getting bonuses? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh my gosh, like, so how does that work? And so you guys, like people are noticing, and the community that we are building, it's working because literally every person that came into the salon on Tuesday mentioned something about it, of my clients that I'm friends with on Facebook. One of my girlfriends that thrives with me, she's a realtor in town. She came in, she ran out of Elite patches because she messed up on her order. And when her order comes, she's going to be out of town and she didn't want to be without her products, whatever. I floated her some product. She came in, she's like, oh my gosh, and your Thrive business is doing really good, huh, Heather? Like everybody on your team is like kicking ass. I'm like, I know. And so with this being said though, you guys, I realized like so many people were starting to talk about it. So you have to then take that and then bring that to your social media. So that's what I did. Because like so many people were literally asking me the question, like, what's different? Like, well, what are you doing? Like, why is it all of a sudden just like blowing up? So I went on Facebook Live and I just talked very confidently. And you guys have the same ability. Don't think that just because I'm leading the training, like This is your team. So own it. So when you talk about your business, you talk about, I have this team. We have these Zooms. We have these trainings. We are going to help you do what you need to do to work your business. We are going to show you what to do. We do not do cold messages. And so I went on live and I just talked about what's different. I said, you guys, we came out with this brand new, I said, I had so many people talking to me on Tuesday about what we're doing and why it's so different and why so many people are joining. And I was like, first of all, hey, Allie, it's good to see you. We were like, I just went on there and I was like, well, you guys, we came up with this brand new elite experience and like the transformations are blowing up. Like I shared a little bit about my story. And then you guys just like share that excitement, share about the transformations, share the solution that you have. So that is the biggest thing that we have to remember is that I have it in my notes here. And I talk about this and beat a dead horse and I apologize, but you guys, like, I think it's because we overcomplicate it or we forget to like share how to like bring people's pain points out. Like, right? We're in March, you guys. How many people are struggling with their winter weight or struggling because of look at outside, like the sun doesn't freaking shine. And that brings a lot of people down. And like I can't imagine what I would be like without Thrive and especially Elite with the mood support because you guys, I really struggle in the winter. But we have to share those pain points and we have to speak to people. Sometimes I think what we end up doing, and I'm guilty as well, is like we just like blab our Thrive and we're like, oh yeah, yay, Thrive. But it's like, okay, but like, what about it? Like, that's cool. That's your 3 steps, but you're not really saying why people need them. Like, so when you paint the picture of why somebody needs it or why you needed it or whoever your target audience is. So like for me, because I am home right now and I have 4 kids, like my target audience is moms. Like it truly is. Like, will I help anybody? Absolutely. And don't feel like just because you're niching down to one certain market and speaking to one group of people that you are going to pigeonhole yourself because you're not. Like people are still going to watch you, but they're going to look at you as like the expert in the field. Like, wow, she helps moms. Wow, she loves helping women start businesses. Like, that's my main thing. I always talk about helping mamas get their mojo back. And I talk about women in business, like how much I love business because I own multiple businesses. So, like, that's kind of where my niche is. But like people still reach out to me. I had a guy reach out to me last night and said, hey, like he was an old driver and then he had this other guy that wanted to thrive. And like, so it's not like people still don't reach out to me, but then though I am still talking to a specific group of people so that I can talk about moms losing their mom pooch. Well, okay, guess what? If I have a female that's watching me that isn't a mom or didn't like birth their own children, but yet they still have these things that they like want to take care of, they're still going to reach out to me because I'm speaking to their pain point. And then we have to share with them so that they desire to want that. Like, because now we're providing the solution. Like, hey guys, like I have the solution, this brand new Elite. So now when you're showing your products, you're telling them why they need them. And then you're showing them the solution that you have. And then you also speak to their objections, right? Like, so, okay, people with weight loss, they're like, I've tried everything. How many times do you guys hear that? Like, and most people have though, you guys. But then that's where then you at the end say, I've tried everything. I understand. Or with me, I haven't tried everything, but I can speak to, I've never stayed this consistent with anything because I haven't. Like, I've been thriving for 7 years, you guys. Like, and like only missed a handful of days. Like, that is freaking incredible. Like, I couldn't even say with my first 3 pregnancies that I ever even consistently took prenatal pills because I didn't feel any different. And so I'd forget them all the time. But when you really speak to people's pain points, you guys, and then provide the solution for them, and then start talking about the objections. So even in my live video today, I started to just speak to, because, okay, like for a business side of things, people's objections would be like, well, I've never done it before. I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want a cold message. That's one I always hear all the time. And so I talked to my live video, like, we have this opportunity, you guys, like, if you want to make some extra money, I have the systems in place and we are having success. Like, people are enrolling new customers. We are bringing in new promoters. So I am just speaking to that. And if that's not you, it's okay. Talk about it like it's our team, because this is your team, you guys. Our team is winning. So if you are not specifically having success right in this very moment, start talking about it like you are, because our team is. Our team is winning. And you guys are a part of Team Believe Infinity. And our team as a whole is winning. And we are doing big things, and we are hitting bonuses, and we are enrolling people and changing people's lives. And especially when you guys are on these live experience videos, you guys, there's a reason why I don't put the Zoom on gallery mode, because I want everybody on our Facebook to see all of your faces, because I want everybody to affiliate all of our faces. That is Team Believe Infinity. Like, that's the team. Those are the people I want to thrive with, because they're showing up every week. They are consistent. Oh my gosh, every week they're sharing these different stories. And then you know what else we're showing you guys? Last night we had the most people on the Zoom that we've ever had. Like, that's so exciting. But you know what it shows our audience? They're growing. Oh my gosh, they're growing. So then guess what? That creates FOMO. And they're like, well, wait, I don't want to miss the boat. Like, what are they doing over there? Like, every week it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's why it's so important, you guys, to like try to get all of your new people on. And I'm guilty. I need to be better about it too. Like, yeah, I have this amazing team of promoters, but I need to also be better about trying to get my customers on too, because then that's when customers start to think, well, maybe I want to be a part of this community. This is freaking awesome. This is fun. And I want to be around these uplifting, fun, exciting people. And you guys know how we feel when we hear those stories. So when you bring your customers into that community, that's when they start to get more curious and they start to ask more questions. So it's really quite easy. It's just that we all overcomplicate it again. And so that's where I want to bring you guys back to the start of this, in the aspect of, I want you guys to allow yourself to be beginners. Like, it's okay to be a beginner. We all were beginners. And this brings me right back to Dan. Dan is, he even reached out to me early this week, and he said, can you please tell me anything that I'm doing wrong or anything that I should change? Like, I'm okay with criticism. Like, can you just tell me? And honestly, I'm like, Dan, you're doing an amazing job. Your energy is great. Your posts are great. It just takes time. Like, you have to give it that 30, 60, 90 days. I know we also preach that, but it's the absolute truth. When you're consistent for 30, 60, 90 days, then people know you're for real, and they trust you, and they see that your business is open every day, and they look at you as like the expert in the field, because like, wow, they're not messing around. Like, they really care about this stuff. They really talk about it every single day. And and also, again, like showing other people's testimonials, because it doesn't always resonate. You guys, I had gotten away from that a little bit. I was like, I told you guys this the other day on the Sunday Zoom. Like, I don't have any set like way that I do things. Like, I'm just like all over the place, because I just, no day looks the same. I do the best I can do every single day. I touch my business every single day. I do interactions every single day. I build my network every single day. I'm always adding friends to social media and trying to grow my network on on Instagram. And those are non-negotiables for me. But like some days I do even more than that, and some days I don't. Like it just depends. But the thing is that I always am showing up and I always am touching my business every single day. And that is the main thing. Like you just have to make sure that like people know you're still here and that you're still showing up. And that's honestly, the biggest thing. Allow yourself to make mistakes because that's how you learn. Like that's how you learn, that's how you grow. No one is perfect. And I don't want you guys to think that you have to be perfect before you show up. Like, no, none of us were perfect. I still do trial and error. There's things I try. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sammy reached out to me yesterday, said, what do you think about like emailing your customers? Like, I just don't know if it's working for me. I think my generation doesn't check emails. I'm like, honestly, you're probably right. They probably don't. And so she's like, I think maybe I might text them this time. I'm like, you should try it. Like sometimes they do emails, sometimes they do texts, sometimes they respond, sometimes they don't. Like, but you just have to keep on trying. And even one time you might send that email and nobody responds, and then the next time you could send it and 6 people respond. It's just sometimes there's no rhyme or reason. Sometimes it's just timing in people's lives. So don't judge yourself that you're doing something wrong or that something didn't work. It's just sometimes the timing. It's nothing to do with you. Don't sit there and be like, oh my gosh. And and I say all this after I just was like completely criticizing myself on my own life. But you guys, seriously, I had to have this pep talk with myself after I got off the live. I was like, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So if somebody popped on that live and they needed that message and they were ready to join my business, then you know what? They're going to receive it exactly how it was intended. And I can't control that. I can't control how people perceive me. I can't control how people receive the message. All I can do is consistently show up and share it with love and passion and then just let the rest kind of happen. And then just continue to build and nurture those relationships so that people know who you really are. And how you do that is by sharing your wins and your struggles and being vulnerable and being inspirational and just sharing who you are so that people can get to know, like, and trust you so that, like they feel like if you post this about this and you're consistent about it and you care about it, then obviously if you're talking about Thrive and talking about this stuff, then you must be for real about that because you're so real about all of this other stuff. And that's how people then will build that trust with you. And then I also, guys, just want you to think about the things that you should be doing, but you're not. And I want you to write those things down. And trust me, I have my list. And for me, that was going live. Like, I know that video content right now is king and people love to watch it. And Facebook and Instagram, they push it out more than anything else. They push like reels, lives, all of that stuff. They push it out. You guys, I don't always love to go live because, again, like, I'm a metrics person. We all are, right? Like, we want to see that people are loving on your stuff and we got all the likes and the hearts and the whatever. And when I'm on live, it's like ghost town, And I have to also just get better at like trying to interact with my community and my people that are on, and just truly trying to like also teach them how they should interact on a live video. But then I get nervous when I'm on there and I forget to do that. I forget to say, tell me where you're watching from and does this resonate with you, and ask people questions because people want to give their opinions and they want to talk too. But I get on there and I just get nervous and I just like rattle on so flipping fast that I forget to ask all the questions and tell people to do call to actions and all of that stuff. But you only get better at it by practicing. And so for me, that's going live. But the thing is that the only way that you're going to get better at doing all those things in your business that you know you should be doing or that you want to be doing is by doing it. And that's where you're going to build that consistency muscle and get better and better and better at doing it by actually showing up and doing it. And so for me, it's not reaching out to team members. It's not intentional. It's just like, I need to be better at like just randomly checking in with my promoters and people on our team and just like not even just about Thrive, like just like how's life? Like, and I know I need to be better at building those relationships. But if I'm being honest with you guys, I'm not a huge small talker. I don't like, I small talked at the salon all the time. Like, I just like want to get down and dirty. Like I'm just like, let's cut the crap and let's like just get right to it. And that's just like my personality. As you all know, I have a little red in me. We know that. I'm a little bit orange. I'd like to think I'm yellow and red and make a nice orange. And so, but my personality is very like, let's cut to the chase here. Like, and I'm always in a hurry and I'm like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. And I move at a very fast pace. But with that, I need to sometimes slow myself down and just like check in with people. So my things are, checking in with people, reaching out to team members, not doing lives, reels, like, cause I'll be really consistent with reels and then I fall off the wagon because life happens and then I get behind. Well, then I'm not being consistent on Insta. So then I notice when that happens, then all of a sudden I start losing followers. Like it's crazy how fast Instagram moves. If you're not showing up, they just get rid of you. Like it's the craziest thing, but it is what it is. The other thing though I want to talk to you guys about, because I feel like sometimes maybe one of the reasons you guys aren't consistently posting, going live, doing reels, things like that is because, correct me if I'm wrong, but are you nervous about what people are going to say? Have you ever thought about that? This was me in the beginning. I used to get a lot of people that would say things like, it's a scam, it's a cult, it's a pyramid scheme, all this stuff. Did you guys know that if you have this fear about certain things that people might say to you, that there's a setting in your social media that you can go to and you can block out those words. So anybody that says any of that stuff on your status, it will not be showed. Did you guys know that? So you can go to the settings on your Facebook and Instagram, and then you go to privacy. And then I don't know, I think it's like comments, or it might say like filter spam and offensive comments or something like that. You'll have to like dig around because everybody's phone and everybody's settings are just a little bit different. And also because you'll go right in the app. It'll be right in the app. And then you can go in there and you can put your code words in there that you are maybe nervous about what people will say. And so I have mine in there. I have pyramid, I have pyramid scheme, I have scheme, I have schemes, I scam, I have cult, I have MLM scam. You'll get a lot of people like that will say all that stuff on Instagram, especially. So I just went in there and I put all those code words in there, and so all the haters are blocked. So just wanted to throw that fun fact out there for you guys. And I just want to encourage you guys to just be a child and keep on improving, right? Like children don't ever judge themselves. They don't. Like if they fall, they just get right back up and they just keep on moving. And so just tap into that inner child and just don't be afraid to make a mistake and just keep on going. I would also encourage you guys to stop multitasking. I know that's probably against what most people normally we want to pride ourselves on, but when we're truly working our business, I would encourage you guys to just don't try to work your business while you're doing a ton of other things. Because when you sit down and you have 15 minutes of focused time on interactions and truly just interacting with your community, you are going to get so much more done in 15 minutes than trying to multitask and do it at the same time in an hour while you're trying to do laundry and dishes and everything else as well. And you're not going to be as authentic and truly there. So when you are doing your interactions, now multitasking, I will preface this with, to me, does not count when you are doing interactions on the toilet. That's about the only time that it's acceptable to do both things at the same time. Especially if you have children, because you need to hide from them in the bathroom. Just saying. So, hey, it's real life. I'm just being real here. So I just want to encourage you guys though to truly just like be really intentional and focused when you are trying to build your relationships and doing follow-ups, or when you are doing interactions on social media. Just really be super intentional with your time. And also say no to things that makes you say yes, or prevents you from saying yes to something else. So like, it's okay if something doesn't serve you, or you don't feel good about doing something, or it doesn't fit into what you want to do. I just want to give you guys that permission that it's okay to say no to things that don't serve you, so that you can say yes to other things. So that's just boundary setting, you guys. Not 100% business related, but it does kind of fall into our business. Like, I have gotten into the habit in the past where like I just always wanted to make everybody happy, and I would say yes to everything. And it could be even like something like, okay, like let's say you already gave a customer a sample. And then, like, how many of you have had this where then that customer comes back later and they say, well, I sampled, but could you just give me another sample? Because I'm just really not quite sure. It is literally okay to say no to them and then just say, no, I can't give you another sample because it really is just intended to show you the simplicity, but I would be more than happy to help you with a discount on your first order. So that way you could get it at a discount and be able to try an entire month, so you could truly see exactly what this experience is going to do for you. So I just want to remind you guys that you don't have to say yes to everything. And if you don't want to do samples, you don't have to. If you don't want to give them out for free, you don't have to. You can charge for them. You can do whatever you want, but you need to just do what is good for you and your business, because not everybody is exactly the same. And you guys, this is where like we have these promoter packs. I highly encourage you guys to make the investment in your business. And if you can afford it, buy these promoter packs, especially because we have till April 30th for these bonuses. And some of you already did last month, but then like charge for those samples and get your investment back while growing your business at the exact same time. It is okay. And you're putting a value on the product. And I didn't always feel this way. You guys, for years and years and years and years and years, I gave samples out for free. And sometimes I still do. But elite samples, no way. You're paying for them. Like, that's gold. It's brand new. People are seeing amazing results. You're going to pay for the sample, or I'll give you a $20 off code. Like, that's basically where we're at right now. But I also want to teach my team how to put value on our product, because sometimes I think people take advantage of us and they don't actually see the value of what we have. And also, I don't want my team going in debt just to build their business either. Like, I want to show you guys responsible and healthy ways to grow your business without having to go into debt doing it. It's different when we have like BOGO and stuff like that. Well, that's great, because now you're getting your products half off. So it's not as expensive for you to sample products and stuff like that. But I just want you guys to do what is good for you in your business, and not feel like just because everybody else has given them out for free forever, like that you also have to do that. So let's see, get out of the habit of complaining and in a state of gratitude. You guys, it is a slippery slope. And when we start complaining, especially when we start complaining about our business, and we start complaining about like, I don't have anybody joining me. Nobody's sampling. Like, I'm not where I want to be. Like, nobody's replying to my X, Y, and Z. Like, whatever it is, you guys can like figure out the rest. When you get into that place, it is just a slippery slope, and you will just continue to see more negativity. You will continue to focus on all of the bad things. And you really just have to get into a state of gratitude. Like, you know what? Like, life has happened and here I am, and I wasn't able to do this last week, or I wasn't able to do this yesterday or whatever, but you know what, today's a new day, and I'm going to pick myself up and I'm going to start right now. And yesterday is over, and I am giving myself grace for where I was, and I'm just going to pick myself up and move forward. And just talk nice to yourself, you guys. Like, if we would give ourselves the same grace that we give everyone else, we would be in such a better place. So I want to challenge you guys for the next 24 hours not to complain about anything, life, business, anything. And I want you to see how much you complain, because the first day I did it, I couldn't go a full 24 hours. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to knock this off. But you guys then will catch yourself. And if you can just flip the script and get yourself into a place of gratitude, then you will be projecting more of that out every time you're talking to people. You will vibe at a literal different vibration, and literally people can feel that. They can feel your energy, they can feel your positivity. And when you talk positive to yourself and about your business, you are going to continue to have positive results. So that is my encouragement for that. Let's see. Okay, I'm actually just going to stop right now. Does anybody have any questions with everything I just said? And I need some water. No?
I don't think I really have questions, but I did want to point out something that I noticed about one of the reels I posted back on February 28th.
Yeah.
So, oh, hold on. I got to clock back in to my job.
I
Sorry.
love your new haircut, Kate. It is so cute.
Thank you. I love short hair now.
Yeah, it's so cute.
So I posted a reel, and it had nothing to do with Thrive.
Yep.
It was a reel about the treats I feed my chickens.
Yep.
So it was like the cucumbers, the cabbage, the tomatoes, and I was,
I
I
remember
got
which one you're talking about. Yep.
so I've got videos of my chickens actually starting to dive in and chow down on those snacks.
Yeah.
So that reel like sat with maybe a few hundred views for about the first week. On Monday, not even kidding you, I'm up over 5,500 views.
See?
And it wasn't even a new reel. And I've got like 12 new followers.
That is so awesome.
But it's not that it was a new reel or anything like that. So it's kind of like you sit there and you watch the numbers and they don't go anywhere. They don't go anywhere. But all of a sudden it went up to 1,000, and then it was over 5,000 within a few hours.
That is so awesome. So then to play off of that is what I would tell you is, with those 12 new followers, I would go to their pages and see if they're like people that you would, want to interact with, or have any things in common. If they're liking your chicken video, maybe they're, interested in the same things. That's the whole point of niching down. And then like do 3, 2, 1s on them. Like, if you can like a few photos on their page, comment on a few photos. If they have a story, comment in their story, so that you can then start building that relationship with them. And then they're going to start looking at your story, and then eventually they'll ask you about Thrive. So
Yeah.
that's the whole goal. That is
Yeah.
awesome though. Yeah.
Yep, that's just it. I feel like the reels really do more for us than we think they do. They can just explode a week later, or
Yep.
just having the right hashtags in the description.
Yep.
It and I'm hoping, it encourages people a little bit to do more, because now I'm like, shoot, I need more ideas for content for reels.
Yeah.
because I want to burn them up. Like
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
this was motivation.
Well, and also look at Tammy's because you know, she has chickens too, and so you might get some inspo from what she does. And also it can be anything. It, you know, it can even, you have so many animals, Kate. Like, you know what? My husband does cat reels with our cats that he said he never wanted, which is hilarious. And most people know that because it was a big thing on Facebook, and I like blabbed all about it. And so a lot of people laugh that Rock is always doing these cat reels because he said he never wanted the cats in the first place. And but people freaking love cat and dog reels. So that's another one. Like, if your pets are doing something entertaining, also just take video of them and put that into a reel, and you'll also see like lots and lots of people will follow you from that too. So
It's crazy.
yeah, so if you're feeling a little uninspired about your chickens, then just, you know, catch your pets in action, and then just throw that up there. So
Yeah.
that's awesome though. Thanks for sharing that, because it is, you know, that's encouraging. I think sometimes we get a little deflated and we feel like nothing's working, but you just don't know when that one thing is just gonna bring you more followers. And then that's how you're gonna bring those cold leads to your page. And then when you're nurturing them and sharing them on a customer journey, again, going back to sharing about pain points that people have. Yeah, it's not related to chickens, but now they're going to see your stuff on your page, and you're like sharing about pain points and people's desires and all of that. And then you're taking them on this customer journey. And then they're like, wait, well, what is she talking about? Like, wait, I need that. Like, that resonates. And then, you know, and then that's how you nurture those cold leads, by always bringing them in, because every time you have new followers or new friends on Facebook, you guys, that's the thing. You can't think about the current people you have. You have to look at your social media like you're in a constant state of day one, because every new person that's coming to your page, they don't know everything you've posted for the last 6 months or 5 years. So you always have to be just teaching and educating over and over and over and over, because all those new people have no clue. So, Holly, were you going to say something?
Yes, so not so much business related, but how do you politely handle when someone asks you to buy back their product?
Oh, yeah.
And this was a woman, you know, I've already talked about like why you don't like it. We've gone through all of that. And, you know, going in, this is someone who does jump from product to product to product. And now she's on this, a new, I think,
Yeah.
airborne something.
Airbon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
her fizzes
I want
probably.
to, yeah, I want to be polite about it, but no, I don't want to. Especially, you know, I've been offered products back, and obviously I'll take that, but I'm sorry, I don't want to pay out of my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
just how do you politely?
I get it a lot, because
Yeah.
obviously, like, we have such a large team, and I'll have even people's customers message me, people's promoters message me, and I just flat out tell them, I'm like, I'm sorry, I cannot do that for you. If I did that for everybody, like, I would literally like be broke if I bought back everybody's product that, you know, they use. And I personally only buy strictly from our company. And I honestly have so much product on hand right now that I can't take on anymore.
Okay.
And I just, you know, and it's a hard conversation, and it's awkward, and I hate it. But I'm just like, plus I'm like, okay, I don't know what you do with your product in your house. Like, I don't know, like, if you've tampered with it or whatever. And like, honestly, some people have like dirty houses. Like, I wouldn't want to, like, you know, like, I'm weird about that. Like, it's just, so I'm like, no, I don't want your product. Like, I don't know where it's been or what you've done with it. Like, I'm putting
Makes
this
sense.
in my body. Like, I don't want to just like just take product from, and maybe you do know her, but still, it's just like, it's just that whole thought process that, like, you know, and again, it's that boundary, and you just have to draw the line. And in certain circumstances, you know, maybe you might change your mind at some point, or for a certain person, because maybe it was for a health reason or something. But when it's like somebody, like I will make exceptions. Like I had somebody that like all of a sudden had like really high blood pressure and they couldn't be on Thrive. Okay, well, that was a sudden health change that came up. And in that situation, they couldn't be. And so, okay, yeah, I'll buy your Thrive back because you can't control that. But when it's somebody that likes to just like hop around, I've even told people, I'm like, if you want to, you could put it up on Facebook Marketplace or something. Like that's up to you. But I personally am not going to buy it back. So yeah, that's a tough one, but no, that's not your responsibility, Holly, because we know Thrive is amazing. So no. But yeah, and then let's see what else. I just like talked about like, providing the objections that people have, maybe mindset blocks. Again, that's like I've tried everything, the whole like another thing might be like, I've never been able to stay consistent. So then that's where you would share someone's story about like, this person said that I have this friend who has tried everything and she started Thrive and here are her results. And she loves it because she doesn't have to, drink her meals all day, or she doesn't have to have this specific diet, and yet it's done in the first 20 minutes of her morning and she loves it. You kind of get the picture, but you guys can showcase other people's stories by handling those objections. Another huge objection is financial, right? Like everybody, not everybody, but we hear that a lot, right? So again, it's painting that picture that, I understand like, when I first started Thriving, I was building a brand new salon and we were completely tapped out. But I wasn't spending $6 a day at the coffee shop anymore. And I immediately started Thriving for free.
I'm
And
not sure I understand.
every time. And so every single time, I swear. And I wasn't spending that $6 at the coffee shop anymore. I wasn't drinking my Mountain Dew. And then I was able to have my sister and my best friend join me, and I was Thriving for free. And then honestly, it actually was putting money back into my pocket because I wasn't spending it at the coffee shop and I was Thriving for free. So again, that's painting the value, and it's also showing people at the same exact time how they can thrive for free as well. So that would be handling those objections, and then also utilize your social media and your stories or whatever to just ask people, like just wondering like, what are you struggling with or what's holding you back? Because you guys, we also oftentimes play this guessing game where we're just trying to figure out what people want. But why have we never just asked? Like, it's just an easy question. Like, we could just ask in our stories, we could make a post, and then we would know what our people are looking for or what's holding them back. And then also, you can learn their language and verbiage. And then that's how then you'll be able to attract people to you as well when you're making a post, but you're using their verbiage and their struggles. And then that's going to be like, oh my gosh, that's me. And let's see. Again, the same stuff we always talk about, you guys, just like planning your content to take people on that customer journey. What do they need to know? What do they need to believe? Do you struggle with losing weight, bloating, energy, motivation? And then you can speak to that stuff. And then what stories can you show your ideal clients that they can achieve and how they desire it? This is a big one. I wanted to challenge you guys to do this as your like homework. If you don't have this set up, I want you guys to do this. If you don't have a highlight set up on your Facebook or your Instagram, make sure that you have a highlight set up for just transformations. But so put your transformations and customer testimonials in there. So If you have people that are like, oh my gosh, I'm loving the energy, it's day 2, whatever, like pop all those in a highlight. Because what people do, like, so going off of what Kate just said, she just got 12 new followers, right? So what are people going to do? They're going to go to your page, and a lot of people, first thing they do is they look at the highlights. And I actually just need to kind of like make my highlights a little bit more, I need to tweak them and make them a little bit more organized. So this is on my list of things to do as well. But then while you're in there, make sure that then on like at least 3 slides minimally, depending on how many you have, but every few slides, make sure you have your link in there. So as they're going through and they're seeing these testimonials, they're seeing transformations, now your link is there, so they can just click your link right there. They don't even have to go to the link in your bio. They can just click it right there. Make sure you also have a work with me highlight. Share like these team Zoom pictures, share that you have trainings, share the promoter handbook. You can share like when people hit their bonuses or new customers, like, because you're showing people like that the team is winning, what it looks like. And then you can have a promoter enrollment link in there. And then I also challenge you too to just be like, have a highlight. And this is the one I have to do. One of my coaches just recommended doing this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? Because when people come to your page, they'll go to your highlights and they want to see who you are. So have like a story where you like reintroduce yourself and just be like, hi, my name is Heather. Like, I'm a mom of 5. I own a salon. I help mamas get their mojo back with energy and mental focus, and help them with their weight loss goals. And I love working with women to help them to build a business so that they can have financial freedom and be able to stay home with their babies, or just extra money to be able to pour into their families. And so then you can like show people who you are, give an introduction. So when they come to your page, that's always in that top of that highlight of who you are and who you serve and what you do. And so then now they're like, oh, okay. So now they're going to go to the next one. Well, work with me. Like, well, okay, what does she do? And then you can like pop all that stuff in there. And so really have your stuff set up so that your business is working for you even when you're sleeping. And so that would be the thing that I would challenge you guys to work on over the course of the next week, is just really making sure that you have those highlights set up on your Facebook and on your Instagram, so that when you're working or when you're sleeping or whatever, people then, when they find you, they can come to your page and just start to get to know who you are, what you do, who you serve, what opportunities they have. And then you guys, that's when you'll start to get those enrollments sometimes where you wake up and you're like, well, I just got a new customer. Who the heck is that? And when you have everything systematically set up, and then you're constantly providing content and you're constantly making reels, and I'm not saying it has to be all day event or 3 things a day. If you do 1 post a day or 1 reel a day that is super valuable, and you take your time to just like not just post and ghost, you literally take your time to like put some effort into that and bring value to people, people are going to become more interested in you. And then that's when they can go to those highlights and just really find out more about you and what you do and who you serve and how they can get started and what Thrive is and all of that stuff. And when you have all of that stuff set up, you guys, that is how people will convert so much faster, because they've already done their homework. They've went through the customer experience and journey. They see what the opportunity is. They've already because what do people do? They go and they creep. They creep you before they reach out to you. I hope you know that. It's what everybody does on social media. They creep you first and they gather all the information and then they reach out. But if you have all of your information reached out or set up fluidly, they can do their homework that much quicker. And then you can convert a cold person into a sale that much faster. So I just want to make sure that everything is super, super fluid for you guys and streamed. And I hope that you guys had a chance to download boards. Honestly, I've had a really crazy busy week. I do have more stuff coming for you guys for boards. I just haven't had a chance to and there's some more things I want to modify on some of the groups, or I mean on some of the boards, and add more stuff to it. And so I will definitely continue to be updating that as well. And I think that's pretty much all I have for you guys. I mean, we are at the top of the hour already. These Thursday Zooms always go so fast. I am going to start, I'm no longer, I don't know why I wasn't doing this sooner, you guys. I don't know. I just was like, oh, I'll just record them on the cloud. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I should be putting all of these on my YouTube page so that you guys will always have them to come back to. So I will get this up on YouTube this afternoon as well. So I'm no longer going to be dropping the recordings in the team page. I will be dropping the YouTube, but also if you're not subscribed to my YouTube, make sure that you're subscribed to that, because I'm also going to be posting some updated videos for onboarding new people and just other trainings for new people and stuff like that, that I'll also be dropping in our boards app, but I will also have up on YouTube for you guys to access as well. So with that, do you guys have any questions or anything you want to add or anything like that? No, I just highly, highly encourage you guys from now until Sunday to really be pushing out the promoter package promo. You guys, free shipping, codes, Sculpt, Biotic. This is a great way to get people started, but also with that double QV, you guys, it's a great way to make sure that you're locking in the bonuses. So that way you can get the first payout and then just then work with those people and continue to help them to get going and share the vision with them and get them plugged into the Zooms and the promoter handbook, and just really duplicate this system and process. And then just continue to keep on growing because you guys, it's not stopping here. Like Jason has already dropped bombs that at Thrive Palooza, we are getting a resurface comp plan. We are going to start getting paid in even more different ways. There's going to be even more products coming out, hormone balancing, you guys. So just use this time to really, really build your momentum. If you want to give a discount on that promoter pack to get people started, you obviously can do that. But if you're not talking about the opportunity and what's available for people, then they don't know. So definitely push this promo out through the weekend, because it's a good one, and you guys can really get a lot of momentum going. And if you have questions about that or need help, you know I'm here for you. But get in your stories, talk live, talk about the opportunity, talk about this promoter package. That's how I got my new promoter last week. Because I was talking in my stories, and so he's like, yeah, I guess I'll just start with that promoter deal, that 2-month deal that you've been talking about. And I talked about it every single day in my story, and he reached out, and honestly, the promoter deal was over. I still gave him $50 off, but he didn't get the free Sculpt and the free Biotic and all of that, but he didn't care. He didn't know. He was so grateful to get the $50 back. I still got him started, and him and his wife are thriving, and they're absolutely loving it. And so I'm just hoping they're going to want to share it, and we can get them thriving for free. So it was a great way to get a couple started. And even though they bought the 400 this month, but they're going to need to order again next month. So just remember that even though you're selling a promoter package, you might have the opportunity to get them rolling in the future and start sharing the business at some point. So that's what I got for you guys. Have a great Thursday. I'm very thankful for all of you guys. So oh, I want to take a picture really quick. You know me and my picture. Okay, thanks guys. I'll get this up on YouTube, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya, guys.